Okay, so I think I said it in an early clip. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to batten this wall out, put the OFB on it, plasterboard it, plaster it, and then that way we've got secure fixings for everything that's going on that wall. So I've also bought a bag of mortar adhesive for dabbing out these sides as well, so we'll probably get that done as well. So I'll just load out quickly. Right, that's that all loaded out. I've got to go buy the batten now from the local show song, so I'll go do that and then maybe start doing that, who knows. I left the house at 8 o'clock this morning, it's now gone 11:30, and all that time has literally just been spent getting materials, loading out, sorting stuff out. This is the joy of doing the work yourself, because if not you'd be actually paying for my time to do this. Right, we are going to get some battens on the wall. I'm going to put on weight over Christmas, this belt's a bit tight. Might have to loosen that up a little bit. That's it. I would say too many mince pies, but I don't eat mince pies. Right, let's do this. Right, safety gear on, because I always wear safety gear. Most of the time. Right, if you don't know how to drill and plug, then unlucky. But what I do, there's a couple of ways. You can always use the same size, but I go for a slightly smaller. So at the moment I'm using a 5mm SDS drill bit. The reason for that is if I go straight through with an 8, which is the size we need for these wall plugs, basically the screw heads end up just going sinking in too far and you don't get the bite that you really need, and it could pull through the wood. So I use slightly smaller and then afterwards do the slightly bigger one. These wall plugs, these are hollow ones by Fisher. They're a little bit expensive, but you get what you pay for. Like, I cannot rate these enough. With these poriform blocks and all these stupid concrete hollows they use over here, getting a fixing is a pain in the ass compared to back home, because obviously back home we have solid concretes or solid red, so you've always guaranteed a fixing pretty much wherever you drill, whereas these, it was always hit and miss. So I discovered these, good fun, do the job. Bit painful if you're putting loads in, because you've got to squeeze the ends like this, so you squeeze that in like that, poke it into the hole, hammer it in, and then obviously that expands afterwards, so then when you put your screw in it pulls in tight. It's good. Right, let's get this drilled. Right, we'll come back when I've got the rest done. Right, I've battened all that out, it's nice and secure, which is happy days. I'm now going to cut the OFB, so I've got a sheet out here ready to cut. This is all marked up. I put a new blade in that the other week, well not the other week, like one of the last times I used it, and what a difference, what a difference. Right, I've got it all set up, basically because on top of this insulation is going to be 50mm of liquid screed. The packers I've got is I've got a bit of wood at 50mm, and then I've put some 13mm plasterboard down, so there'll be a slight gap, because obviously we don't want, when the screed's going off, any moisture to soak into the boards and make it swell. So that's why I've done that. I've got screws ready, gun ready, board cut ready. Let's Let's fit this. Is it good to be back? Is it good to be watching what I'm getting up to again? This is quite a common thing that happens when you're always doing screwing up like all the time. Like I've literally screwed hundreds of thousands of screws. The amount of times you put a screw in and it goes into the screw behind. So say I've got a fix in here, we'll put the one on top and I will literally screw exactly in the centre. I've done it more times than I can remember and I just did it then. It's so annoying. Right, let's cut another board and get it fitted. Ta-da! I got carried away and just fitted it without filming. I'll get that one screwed up, do the next one. Right, I'm filming. Right, so just so it's been said, so you know, this is 15mm OSB. You basically want anything between 9 and 18 to put on the walls to give it structural strength, so, you know, normally for bracing purposes and a bit of soundproofing, etc. Like I said, this is purely so we've got good solid fixings for everything that's going on this wall, because it's going to be the utility wall, meter box, manifold, chauffeur and all that, so that's the reason why I'm doing this. Right, last one. Happy days. Right, I'll get that screwed up. Happy days. Right, I've obviously got to get all that board up into the attic, which means getting all the scaffolding set up. But whilst this is all rigged up, I think I'm just going to quickly mark out where the lights are. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just inspecting the paint job, and I must admit it's looking very good. It's got good coverage the whole way along. I can't see no patches or anything, so happy days. That's a little hair there, wasn't me. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping a line from side to side and then measure it down, and then we will get an accurate mark of where it all needs to be. It's extremely important we stick to what we put there so it all looks perfectly parallel, in line and all that malarkey. Right, I'm hoping my laser will shed some light on the ceiling so that makes it easier for marking out. Or not, I don't know. Right, if I can stop bouncing around. So as you can see, I've pinged string lines along, got my laser, and that will mark out exactly, in theory, where the lights will be coming down, and hopefully the cable will be accessible. Right, let's get these marked. Right, that's that all marked. I'm being quite meticulous with it because I want it to look really accurate, and like I said, when you come in and stand over there, if they're out, you do notice, it is quite a noticeable thing, so it's really important that you get them really looking nice, because otherwise you'll look and it'll be like just one will be slightly off, and it only needs to be off like 10-20 mil and it will stick out like a sore thumb. Right, I'll get this taken apart, get all this stuff removed and get that out. We will scaffold it. Let's go high speed. That bit of wood was a bit higher than the others, I just smacked into the ceiling. Oh wow! Such fun crawling around up here. Right, so originally when we did this truss roof, we incorporated the bracing system as given to us by the manufacturer's instructions, which is what all this wood is here and along there. So what I'm going to have to do is just prise it up, and then obviously this flooring will replace that bracing. The reason I'm doing this is it's just a decent amount of space up here. Like, why would we not use this as storage for ourselves and for potential, you know, the other people in the future of the property's life? So for me, you know, from my point of view, it's a no-brainer. There's enough gap in between there to get a good couple of 100 mil of insulation. The wood itself is actually, you know, counts as insulation. So we can do that. And if we find, you know, later on, you know, after a couple of winters, if we are finding we are losing a bit of heat, we can always put some king span on top of this, and then just put a bit of tongue and groove, a bit of laminate over the top, which won't cost that much. So that is the reason why I'm doing this. And like I said, also the reason I'm doing it early is we need somewhere to put all our stuff. And worst case, if someone breaks in, they're not going to go climbing up in the attic to look for stuff. So if we've got little bits and pieces stashed up here, it should be fairly safe. Right, I'm going to get all this levered up and crack on. Right, I've been working my way back from the other end, so I didn't film me laying that part of it, but I'm now just working my way back up to this end of the first 2 rows. Right, I'm just doing this end cut. Obviously I've turned the board over so we get the nice clean cut on top. Obviously. Nearly there. Right, I've just been working my way back up, making sure all the tongue and grooves are all slotted in nice and tight, and just screwing it all down. Basically this side, the first 2 rows are going to be permanently fixed, they won't come up ever again hopefully. I won't do that side purely because we need to get the insulation in underneath. It's not a very nice job doing it from underneath and tucking it over the rails. It'd just be a much nicer job to be able to just slide it underneath. So we'll be doing that, and my phone's ringing, which I'm not going to get because I'm nearly finished up here. Something else that was really nice that I thought I'd share with you. I did the cut down there to stagger the joints because obviously you don't want them all in a line like most applications. This offcut from there, I literally had to take 6 mil off of it. So for wastage, there was literally next to nothing, which is always nice, because I always feel a bit guilty about the amount of waste I personally make as a builder. I'm not a hippie, but I do love the planet, so the less waste I can do, the better. Right, I'll just get these last few fixed, and then we will discuss where we go from here. Right, it's getting a bit gloomy. So basically, as you can see from down below, that's all done. I expect what I'll do in here, because I've got those few sheets left over, I'll probably insulate the underside, in between the railing and the trusses, the flooring, and then I'll probably put that 50mm Kingspan all the way to here. Why not? The more insulation the better, in my opinion. So yeah, I might do that just to use it up. But with regards to this wall, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'll get someone to come and help me. I'll put the first row of plasterboard on the ceiling along there, because that won't make no difference. Because like I've said, what I want to concentrate on doing on one of the jobs is just getting this area to a finish, i.e. literally plastered, painted, so then anything that goes on it, it's got a nice finish behind it. You see that a lot on jobs where, where the surfaces are, it's all crap behind where they didn't do a finish, and it's not a good look, it doesn't look professional. So if I can stop that from happening, I will. So that is what I'm going to aim to do. So yeah, I think the next time I'm down, I'll get the ceilings just done in that area, get that boarded, get it dabbed, and jobs are good. And anyway, I'm back down Jim's job for the rest of the week now. Going to celebrate my birthday tomorrow, have my day off as well, go motorbike riding and stuff. So I will see you in the next video.